Hi guys, it's Amy from Now Polish Baby 90 and welcome to today's video. Today I'm here with a swatch and review of the second half of this split personality collection from Splattered Paint Lacquer. If you haven't seen the first half, I will link that down below for you. That was released late last year, and this is a collection based on the Horcruxes in the Harry Potter fandoms. So we did 4 with part 1. Some of them are still available on the website, so like I say, it's all going to be linked down there for you if you want to grab any of the part 1 or part 2. And part 2's one that we're going to do today is 5. So we have 3 of the final Horcruxes that makes up the 7, plus we do have 2 additional kind of like, I think someone called them like pseudo Horcruxes is the maybe technical term. I do have Andy, my little girl, in the room with me today, so you may hear baby grumbles. She's currently asleep in the Moses basket, but things could change. So let's get into the swatches. We'll start with the first 3 that are the Horcruxes themselves, and this first one here is called Nagini, and this is the one that I am wearing on my nails today. And Nagini is obviously Voldemort's snake companion that we are now learning more about from the Fantastic Beasts film. So obviously she's going to be a developing character, but where we meet her in the Harry Potter series is as a snake that obviously talks to Voldemort because he is Parseltongue. And this just looks like a reptilian, reptile, snaky kind of colour, which is exactly what we need to do here. Nagini is a snake polish. So it is a green base, and then as you can see there is a shimmer and flash to it, plus a ton of different size glitters. The glitters are mainly this kind of like duochrome where it goes like orange to lime, and there's a variety of different sizes in there as well as some black. The base does dry down slightly, so you are going to want to put top coat just to even it all out, and it did get completely opaque for me in 2 coats. So what you're going to see first of all was 2 coats of Nagini. I should also have said with that one that you're probably going to have a little bit of scrubbiness on your nails to remove it, where those larger glitters are a bit large, as I just said. The next one is a glitter topper, and this one is called the Ultimate Sacrifice, and this is representative of Harry himself, which was the Horcrux that Voldemort never meant to create. And I'm not sure even if we think that Voldemort knew that he'd created him as a Horcrux, even right at the end when he does attempt to kill Harry. But this is the topper, and I've got a few different Harry-based polishes in my collection, and red seems to be a colour that features a lot in Harry Potter polishes. I don't know if it's like the Gryffindor aspect. Obviously in this one as well we have blue. We have yellow and red, which is some of the Gryffindor colours, and maybe that's why Harry is associated with red, but it's just something that, like I say, a lot of makers seem to associate Harry with red. So this is a clear base, like I say, a beautiful glitter topper, and you're going to be getting all matte glitters in black, yellow and red. The variety of sizes, there's bar glitters, there's squares, there's hexes and there's lightning bolts. So because this is quite a large chunky glitter, all I did was quickly sit it upside down as I painted my base coat on, which is OPI's Susie Chase's Portuguese. Once that dried, I just turned it up, applied it and got a ton of glitters, and I really love the finished version of this. When I put it on I was just like, wow, it was so nostalgic to me because it just reminded me of the glitters back in the day when I first started, when chunky glitters were so popular, and it's great to see that toppers have been making a bit of a comeback. So great one, just, like I say, sentimental to my heart because it just reminds me of so many good old polishes. So the Ultimate Sacrifice was 1 coat over Susie Chase's Portuguese. The final one we have representative of Horcruxes themselves is called Whispering Lies, and this is kind of like a mustardy jelly base polish, and then there is a ton of shredded golden holographic glitters in here. It is definitely a jelly. The final effect on my nails that you're seeing here is 3 coats, and it does still appear a little bit see-through. You can definitely still see some nail line on there, but it does kind of mirror what we matching this to, which is the necklace, the Slytherin locket. The gem that you see on the front of the Slytherin locket is translucent. It isn't fully opaque, so therefore we are matching what we've got, but people might not like polishes that are sheer. It's just personal preference. I know some people don't like the Essie sheers and the OPI ones. They did some sheerer polishes. So just look at the swatch and see if it's one for you. But like I say, you're still going to see some nail line on this. Or you could wear this as a topper over another yellow. Where the base is tinted, you wouldn't be able to wear it as something over another colour. Well, you could do if you're crazy artistic, but just bear that in mind. So you're going to see 3 coats of Whispering Lies, which is the Slytherin locket. The last 2, like I say, from my online research, which are called like pseudo Horcruxes. The first one is called Professor Quirrel, and obviously we see baby grumbles. We see Professor Quirrel in the first film where he is having some, I don't know, he has like Voldemort on his head in some form, so therefore he is not a Horcrux, but he's very like closely associated with Voldemort, especially because he carries part of him on his back of his head, kind of weird. This is my favourite polish in the collection. It's absolutely phenomenal. If you pick just one up from this 5-piece, you have to get this one. It's so good. So it is like a purpley blurply base to it with purple glitters in here, and then we also have silver and green and very, very fine micro glitters. So it's not going to be too scrubby to remove. It's not very hard to remove at all when it comes to the glitter aspect of it, and it did get completely opaque in 2 coats. Now the idea between this one is that on Angie, who owns Splattered Paint's research, Professor Quirrell was a Ravenclaw, so that is why we're having the blue reference in here, and then the green is obviously representative of Voldemort being a Slytherin. So it's like the 2 colours combined with representing Quirrell carrying Voldemort around. To me, I think he also wears some purpley robes in the films, and I've said repeatedly that I always think that the teachers are very like jewel-toned polishes to me, because their robes are just so luxurious and so rich. This also does look like a bit of a duochrome on your nails, where you're getting blue with then so much green on it. It's so pretty. I did wear this when I was filming some other videos that have gone up recently, so if you're interested in what it looks like on my nails in moving motion, definitely check out some of my other videos, because I say I wore this a ton. Didn't want to take it off. 2 coats of Professor Quirrell. The last one is called a Unicorn Blood. You can wear it a few different ways. First of all, I'm going to show you what it looks like as a topper, and this is Over the Top of Air by Zoya. So you do have kind of like to sparse it out a little bit, because it is so dense, and like I say, it's one of those perfect polishes where you can wear it both ways. There's not a lot of glitters to me that you can wear as a topper or by themselves, and this is right on that line. So it is all silver polishes, and it is a little bit of holographic silver polishes, silver glitters, and a little bit of hollow thrown in there, and most of them are in kind of like shardy aspects. There might be some hexes in there, but the majority of them are shards. And like I say, then the next swatch that you're going to see is going to be 3 coats of it by itself, and it does get fully opaque. Now they say that in the Harry Potter world that if you kill and slay something as pure as a unicorn, that you will live a cursed life, and we do see that happening in the first film, and that is why this is part of the Horcrux. It kind of brings everything together to the fact that Voldemort is so already split that killing a unicorn, he's not even bothered about being cursed by it, and it just shows what kind of dark lengths he's gone to along his Horcrux journey, and that is why we are then having Unicorn Blood in the collection too. So that was 3 coats of Unicorn Blood. This collection is releasing this Friday, which is the 22nd of February. So like I say, everything will be linked down below for you for the shop, and also for my previous video for part 1. Let me know what your favourites were down below. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.